Good evening, everyone. Anyone and everyone.
Whoever watches this, listens to this.
Occasionally. This is your host and Lord Inquisitor, Jared, presenting you with the BWG Grudgecast, and as usual, our beginning housekeeping. This podcast is not safe for work, it's not safe for home, not safe for inside, not safe for outside, it's not safe if you don't like vulgar language, it's not safe if you do like vulgar language, possibly. The BWG Grudgecast may cause dementia, it may cause anal bleeding, it may cause icy butthole, and, fingers crossed, autoerotic self-asphyxiation. So, to start it off, our little round table, I will bring it in with America's favorite twin set, Sean and Aaron.
What's up? How's it going?
We have our Lord and Savior Chaos God and favorite Jesus impersonator, Sammy.
How you doing?
He's also the favorite of Papa Nurgle.
He is the favorite of Papa Nurgle.
I like to think so, anyway.
Less stinky, though. You don't smell, thankfully. And our club's favorite hobbit and Tyranid player, Bill W.
How's it going?
Unfortunately, thankfully,
he's no Tyrion Lannister.
He is no Tyrion Lannister, as was shown by his sword fighting skills at the Renaissance Fair this weekend.
First out.
First out.
I'm going to say first out.
It's all right, man. Hobbits weren't known for the sword fighting.
At least I didn't get beaten in 15 seconds.
This is true. This is very true.
That was Brad.
So, welcome, and in the great words of Gandhi, hold on, bitches, we're going.
Wait, Gandhi said that?
I think he did.
Wow.
I think that's a thing that was said once.
I had 7 Gandhis 3 years ago, and now look where they are.
Where are they?
All dead.
Oh.
All of them. So, starting off, I'll do a quick tournament recap, because we did have a tournament at Uncanny Comics in the King of Prussia Mall that Sean ran.
It was pretty good. Really small turnout. It was their first 40K tournament. 8 players. I think the majority were from the BWG outlying members. Chris, Bill, our Hobbit, was there.
Jared.
Our friend Kyle Lilly, Jared was there. I was there. I was our ringer. I wasn't even actually supposed to play, but we needed an extra person because we only had 7 players.
Thanks,
so.
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff bailed, so I jumped in.
But, was it 750 points?
750 points.
Single CAD, single codex?
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. Very simple. No Forge World. No Lords of War. No Super Heavies whatsoever.
Just a nice starter tournament, I think.
Yeah, exactly. We played on 4x4 tables.
What missions did you guys do?
We did all Eternal War format missions. First mission was the Relic. Very standard. Then we went into a Big Guns Never Tire, and then it was the Purge the Alien scenario.
Nice.
Very simple scenarios, very easy for anyone that's just picking up and playing. I definitely would, I think Uncanny would love us to come back and do it again.
Yeah, very positive feedback from that.
And we'd love to do it at Ots too. I'm sure Brian would love it.
Oh yeah, we've done a couple
tournaments here already.
Hey, we'll probably do more here. But I think I could definitely see us jumping up there and doing another 1 or 2 tournaments. I don't see why not. They need a little bit more table room.
Mm-hmm.
They have enough for easily 4 6x4 tables going at once, which is pretty cool. They could maybe squeeze in a 5th at most, but there's not much room left.
Is their new store any bigger?
Their new store actually does seem bigger.
Yeah,
it's not as deep, but it's wider, and it is. Yeah, it's ladies love it.
Can't touch
it's
a
all
bottom,
about
but
girth.
The sides up.
It's all about girth. But it was a positive turnout. A lot of people liked it. If I wasn't the ringer, I would have walked away with 19 battle points, and I would have won the event. 3 straight wins. But because I beat everybody and counted all their losses as ties, it went to a person with 2 wins and a tie with 18 battle points.
Alex, our
buddy. He's a pretty good guy. He's on our Facebook page.
Necron Player.
Necrons did really, really well. I only had 4 models left on the table.
What did he run?
He ran a Ghost Arc, 2 units of foot-slogging warriors, a Necron Lord on foot, 3 destroyers with their nastier version of a heavy bolter, strength 5, AP 3. And then I think there was a unit of 3 Wraiths with whip coils. That was all he had. I was running Chaos. I ran a single Helldrake, and that is what did 90% of all of the work in my army.
750 points it's going to tend to.
Ran a unit of 10, a unit of 5 Chaos Space Marines.
25 cultists.
Yeah, 25 cultists, Mark of Khorne, Axe of Blind Fury,
Dark Apostle.
Dark Apostle with obviously Mark of Chaos, Mark of Khorne, and then a unit of 5 Havocs with autocannons. The 5-man unit of Chaos Space Marines was in a Rhino. Pretty straightforward, not really too crazy. Jared, what did you run?
I took Dark Angels and I placed second. Thank you.
Very nice.
Would have been third or fourth if you didn't count those as ties.
You should have. You were my only loss.
I know. That was a lot of people's only loss.
Yeah, exactly. I ran, and we'll get into this later, but I did run a unit of Black Knights with Apothecary.
Broken Knights.
A level 2 Librarian with a conversion field on bike with a power axe that surprisingly slaughtered the Axe of Blind Fury Dark Apostle. In an upset, I thought.
Yeah.
I ran a tactical squad in Rhino with heavy bolter, plasma gun, and combi plasma, sniper scout squad, and a Nephilim jet fighter, which I'm really happy with right now. I think the Nephilim. At first, I didn't like it, but I don't know. I think some of the upgrades I wasn't expecting turned out to be really nice.
At first, we were afraid you were petrified.
Yes.
I was going to say, I'm really happy with the Nephilim as a phrase that nobody has said prior to this moment, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive of that one.
Do you know what? I liked it. I mean, overall, I think 175 points is a hefty price tag for overall what I think you're getting. But, that being said, I think the increase to the Black Sword missiles to be Strength 7 AP3 is huge. Them having missile lock helps entirely for being a twin link one-shot.
Does that rule even do anything now?
What, missile lock?
Yeah.
Yeah, it lets me reroll.
Okay.
It basically makes one-shot weapons, which would be my missiles, twin-linked. Which, if it's one-shot, thank God it'll definitely hit. It's got strafing run. It's armor 11 all around and 3 hull points, which puts it that definite one-up over the Flying Potato.
You can dump them into Tyranids and all day.
Which, speaking of which, I did play against...
you like that segue?
That was nice. Nice segue.
Play against
Nice segue.
Almost took out my Warlord. Almost. Which was a flying high tyrant.
That was a tough fight, and I'm always scared shitless to play your Tyranids. So, seeing that I was placed up against them, especially in a Purge the Alien situation, I was very nervous for that fight.
Couldn't catch the bikes.
Couldn't
catch the bikes.
The bikes did wonders for me. And I think the Nephilim took out half your Warlord's wounds with the
3, I think, total.
Yeah.
3 out of 4.
You ran... Oh, there were only 4 wounds. That's right. I thought there were 6 wounders. You ran 2 Flying Hive Tyrants.
I had 2 Flying Hive Tyrants, Twin Lake Devourers, Burning Worms, Dock Effects, 2 Gaunt Squads, and a Zoanthrope.
Yeah, ran nice. I mean, you didn't do terrible.
I got 4th.
Okay.
Placed dead in the middle.
The Orcs was an upset. I really thought you were going to crush those Orcs.
I was stunned that you lost
that
to
was
Orcs. Kyle Lilly hasn't really played much 40k,
but
when you're just like, here's 60 models,
and then I'm just going to hold this relic and just hope to Christ you don't kill him.
Absolutely, it's tough. I mean, beyond that, we had a Space Marine player who was playing the Genesis chapter. Josh.
Yep, Josh, good guy.
Beautiful army. There with his son,
and he won a game against Donald. So his son is going to actually get an army now. So I'm pretty sure Donald just threw that game so that his son could get an army.
Yeah, sure.
Why is Donald just bad?
I'm pretty sure Donald's just bad.
That's because he was playing Blood Angels, okay?
Yeah, so there was a bet going on with with Josh and his son that if they won a game during the tournament, he would allow his son to start an army. So I'm pretty sure either Donald was just that bad or Donald actually threw the game.
Donald, our local Tyrion Lannister.
Yes. Yeah. Short lives matter.
They do. And he's coming along. He's doing a very air-heavy Blood Angels, which I think will be neat.
He just bought a Xiphon. It's coming in from Forge World.
He needs to quit for a sec.
He's got 2 Storm Ravens. This kid's
Does
got...
he have a Talon?
No, he can't, because he can't. He plays Blood Angels. So this is his way of getting a fast attack fighter,
He should get a sexist assault ram.
a sexist assault ram.
Yeah.
To go along with the Storm Ravens. Why not?
Hey man, load Death Company up in there. Go nuts.
Why not? Have a goddamn ball.
It's nice. So segueing into that, because I know they were the bane of Bill W's existence.
Of mine. You can call me Bill West. I don't care.
Bill Weston.
Once you've said his name, going back and saying W instead.
Yeah, I know it doesn't
really help.
I can edit it. I got an editing software. It might just sound a little weird. But the bane of Bill's existence, at least during the tournament, I would say, was my Ravenwing.
Yep.
The Black Knights with their
Pretty much everybody's
save.
existence in every game you played, except for the Helldrake.
The Helldrake
is the
destroys
only
it.
thing that just murder stomps.
They can be beaten in close combat fairly simple too, just because I don't get the same save, obviously. But on that, the Ravenwing save has been a topic of discussion in regards to when it can be taken in certain aspects, and I'll explain it out this way. So the rule is, out of the rule book, that the defending player taking the armor save has the option, they say, to take their has the advantage, I think the word is, to take their best armor save. In the case with Ravenwing, they all have a 3+ armor save, your power armor. They also, when they jink, the Ravenwing rule allows you to reroll your jink save. Your jink save is a 4+. Now, the debate is which is to be taken against something that would not ignore the 3+ power armor. Half of the debate is that your best armor save is obviously going to be your power armor if it's not getting taken out, but percentage-wise, the rerollable 4+ has a higher survivability, so technically wouldn't that be the better save? So what do you guys think?
I mean, it's all dependent upon what the player deems is his best save.
Mm-hmm. The rules say that you can take your best save, so you don't have to.
They have the advantage.
A 3+ rerollable is a better save.
Well,
than
4+
a 4+ rerollable. It's better than a 3+ armor save.
Yeah.
I would take the reroll.
And I mean, at the same point in time, I don't understand why people would be against that as much, because the negative to that is, you're jinking, you're snap firing.
I think
unless you're on
just
bikes and you're relentless.
Sour grapes from people that are maybe upset with it and don't have as much ignores cover, or just wanted something to argue about. Because the rule doesn't say you absolutely must take your best save. It says you have the advantage.
Yeah.
And it's clearly that's a little bit subjective. And just on top of it, I mean, why would you want to fuck your opponent over something that ridiculous that's clearly intended to favor them?
Exactly. Plus, I think if the Ravenwing or Dark Angels player is making that choice to say, hey, I would rather Snapfire and take this save, obviously to them that is a better save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's not too much disagreement
not much
amongst
debate
us.
there.
Well, that's
the
good.
internet seems to be having a huge problem.
I mean, I'll take
the internet has a
all
problem.
day you snap firing plasma talons at me.
Yeah,
even if you do get the reroll because they're twin linked, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd rather eat snapshots instead of full-on ballistic skill plasma talons.
Plasma talons.
Especially
Fuck that shit.
With those rerolls, it's more chances for those 2s through 5s that miss to be a 1.
To be a 1, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed fairly black and white to me. I wanted to bring it up with you guys and see what
Most
your
of it's
thoughts
a bunch
were.
of fucking assholes on the internet fucking crying like a little bitch with a skinned knee. Fuck them.
That happens. It happens.
I think it was just one more thing for fellow Lost Souls to have on the front page on a slow news day to start an argument about.
Yep.
It makes sense.
Nerd rage. Here we go.
So on to that, and some rumors coming up. It looks like, it seems to be all things pointing in the direction that the Tau book will be the next book. Personally, I think other books deserve it a little more than the Tau next, but whatever.
I don't know, man. I think there's a couple of books that definitely do deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Chaos being one of them,
Mostly.
obviously.
And then Demons.
I don't think the Demons really...
They're still doing so well competitively that I don't think
Plus,
they're
you
in a
got
huge
Korn, you
hurry.
got the rumor of Zinch coming out soon.
Yeah,
so,
all the different
demons are getting stuff.
Hopefully stuff for Zinch coming
Well,
soon.
yeah.
It seems to have vanished.
Yeah. Any and
It's like-
all
it's like they
rumors from
changed.
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I see what he did there.
Now, I will. I'm going to bring up a topic that someone I was talking to earlier had some nervousness about, and I think it. Personally, I didn't actually ask, but I think it might stem from the whole issues with Age of Sigmar, the possibility of GW dropping Slaneesh altogether.
It's not going to happen.
I don't think it'll happen personally.
I don't know, man. They're trying to make their entire product line more young user friendly, and Slaneesh is an adult oriented part of the game, and I'm a huge fan of Slaneesh. Used to play Ever's Children, have Slaneesh models in my army, and I really don't want to lose out on those.
You know, I think the thing is, though, it's not really as bad as people like. Slaneesh isn't quite as explicit as people typically think. Like in fantasy, for the most part, Slaneesh is more about the excess and pride and vanity and all this stuff than the sexual aspect. And other than those fucking awesome Juan Diaz
nipple demons,
the nipple demons. Most of the Slaneesh models were like horrible, like body horror crab monsters.
True.
Which is worse, the majority of the Slaneesh models, or like the Dark Eldar, like slave girl models that they've got?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you could say the same for Dark Eldar. I mean, because that is a full-on...
Yeah, and pretty much they get screwed because they are completely glass cannons. So people like to shy away from it, because it takes a real finesse player to play this.
And from a financial standpoint, to be perfectly honest, I don't see them dropping Slaneesh simply because they still have all the rights to Slaneesh. I think, and I'm going to say it because it'll knock back the clock because they're never coming back, but Squats, the big reason personally why I don't think Squats will be coming back is because Ollie has the rights to the sculpts.
Yeah, they can always do new sculpts, though. I mean,
they could easily just call them something else too.
And they could, but I think that would take
though.
too much and too much of a financial risk to jump into that.
I want fucking trikes and motorcycles and fucking drillers.
I would
and
love
all that
to see.
You can get that when I get my Gene Stealer limos.
I would love to see them call them the Duarden or whatever they're calling them in Sigmar.
Yeah, the Demiurge.
Yeah, well, or the Demiurge, whatever. But I don't see that happening necessarily.
Yeah, I think they just took this opportunity to do a little bit more with like the Horned Rat, and they're moving the storyline forward. And, I mean, they didn't kill Slaneesh. Maybe they'll keep moving the storyline forward in Sigmar, and something will happen.
And that could be cool. And I would love to see them move the story forward in 40K.
But that also makes me nervous about them.
Change of General makes any
Age
of
of
us.
Sigmaring 40K. But I don't see them having a chance or wanting to do that with 40K because 30K is so popular.
No, and absolutely.
And then also, here's another great segue: the Horus Heresy board game battle box is going to be coming out. So they're going to be pushing that pretty heavily.
I mean, I could see. The only problem is Forge World has a really big pull into 30K. If Forge World didn't have as much of a grasp, I think, between rules and everything for 30K, I could see them Age of Sigmaring 30K. To kind of
it's
give
so
people
popular. It's strong.
Absolutely.
I don't think they'd ever do it.
I could only see that happening because it would be an easy way for people that want to get into 40K to learn the backstory. It's an easy way for a starter. I could see that happening.
It's an easy way for vets to get into 30K.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the scopes for those models look amazing as always. All the 30K stuff looks awesome.
Always.
The sprues they released that we saw pictures of presumably for the plastic Horus Heresy box game look really, really nice.
Yeah.
There's some apparently that we haven't seen. People are saying there's going to be some dreadnoughts and stuff in the kit. But
yeah. I mean, they're going to be, from what I've heard, they're going to be the what the heck kind of Contemptor dreads. Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be the Mortis ones. I think they're just going to be a Power Fist
standard Contemptor,
which is fine.
It sounds
going to be awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like they might be kind of angling for a Space Crusade sort of thing with marked dice and a little bit more of the having a couple dreadnoughts and stuff around.
Yeah,
doing it sounds like maybe a hex based game, kind of simple. So,
yeah, but I mean, you just pop them off their bases and you throw them on round bases, and you have yourself a 40K army or a 30K army.
30K army works. We kind of derailed a little bit, but on the Talbook, just to kind of bring it back around to that, what do you guys think? What do you guys see as being some additions to the Tau book?
Obviously, more
changeovers?
formations.
Obviously,
They had
formations
the,
is
they
a
had the picture of
concept.
the gargantuan, I guess, monstrous creature Tau suit out earlier.
Yeah, that thing's.
Yeah.
It's basically their counter to the Wraith Knight. I think, honestly.
The super heavy walker that Forge World's putting out, that's the size of a warhound, or the other thing?
The other thing.
This is the other thing.
The size of
other
the
big
Warhound thing, their Titan thing that has all of the guns ever created in the Tau arsenal, along with possibly everyone else's. That's a disgusting monster.
Okay, I didn't see this other thing then.
They're also saying Tau's getting a new suit variant.
Okay.
And Crisis suits are getting a resculpt and a re-release.
That would be nice. Rules wise, what do you think?
I don't know what you're going to see. I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot
of different rules differences.
change-wise.
They're a really strong and competitive army. I don't see a need for it.
I mean,
but then
the
again, Eldar didn't either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you could see things like tweaks to independent characters. They might even add a few more,
Or take a few away.
Or take a few away.
They'll monkey with the marker light rules again.
Probably.
Yeah.
They haven't left them alone for an edition yet.
Why would they?
I mean, if I had one complaint about Tau as they are, because Tau's my third army that I've got, I think they're a little too shooty, which isn't a bad thing because the other armies I play are Blood Angels and Crimson Fists and Tyranids. But that would
Who's
be
to
their
know? They could even just build on their Kroot detachment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, is there even one? I don't even know.
I
don't know enough.
I think there's a
about
Kroot. There's really a
Why not?
strong Kroot formation
There hasn't
of any
been.
kind.
Yeah, there's no Kroot formation. There hasn't been a Kroot army list since Chapter Kroot.
They could easily build onto that.
Like
I mean, they have so many awesome.
Even
cool
what's
models.
the Vespids? They could do
Vespids.
like different variants of the Vespids. I think would be an interesting.
They could
inclusion.
easily showcase different aspects of the Tau Empire.
Yeah, because I
as
mean, one of
their
the
own
big
armies. Take 60 freaking Vespid Stingwings. Back it up with some Piranhas.
Yep.
You have yourself. It rates itself as a good formation right there.
I mean, even
Why not?
having a human auxiliary entry.
Just because
would be
you
nice.
played it and you build models that way,
No, but it was
doesn't mean it looks good. No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with it.
It's like putting square
Those did
shields on
look.
Terminator.
Hey, those did look good. My human auxiliary did look good.
I wouldn't mind seeing them use the Tau Empire to do a little bit more like a cosmopolitan mixing different
Yeah.
units.
One of their
individual
strengths
units
is
of
their
different
allies
races.
to be perfect, in the Empire.
And it's a great opportunity for them to let their artists go a little bit nuts and do. Okay,
It's a
here's
great
here's a
aspect
drop in.
to that army in their backstory.
Yep.
Why not build upon it?
Here's something different. You have a group of Hrud warriors, and you have a different unit of some other alien, and a different unit of some other alien, and so forth. It'd just be something cool for them to play with a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll see, hopefully, then you'd see a lot more variety of Tau.
Oh, hell yeah.
You wouldn't just see the Crisis Suit list and the Fire Warrior list
Yeah.
and the support cadre.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice to play against.
I mean, it'd be cool to see them do like a formation for like units of Pathfinders in Devilfishes that gain some sort of benefit.
Yeah.
Something to make just blocks of Fire Warriors a little bit more attractive, since they're kind of outclassed by suits so much right now.
I mean,
Yeah, but at the same time, though, blocks of Fire Wars are still, I think, are strong with with the
put a
fire, the
Fireblade
Conjuring
cadre in
Fireblade,
there?
and just
Yeah.
be like, suck it.
There's a
I'm
lot of nice
You're
shit.
shooting by
so.
3 shots if you're in rapid fire range,
Yep.
which is 24 inches for Tau.
Yeah, but I mean, if they do a Decurion style like combi detachment, they'll do a block that's going to require an ethereal and so many
Oh
suits.
yeah,
and
absolutely.
It'll be
Fire Warriors.
It'll be an ethereal, 3 squads of Fire Warriors, 2 squads of suits, and
of
one squad of
Pathfinders.
no. It'll be 1 squad of suits, 1 squad of Pathfinders, and 1 squad of broadsides.
But
Because it's almost equivalent to a demi company at
Yeah.
that point.
You actually brought up a point about the formations with like the piranhas and stuff. As somebody that plays Tau and I don't heavily invest in them, I've got a very small Tau army. One thing I find is I've got zero reason to buy transports for my Tau. I basically put them on the board and I keep them there the entire game. Give me a formation where I can get free transports and bonuses from having them. Probably buy transports.
Yeah, you
for
might
Tau.
become more mobile. And that's another part that I think GW has noticed is that, again, with all these old veteran players, we already have the 3 drop pods we're ever really going to need.
Yeah.
Do we need more? Well,
Now
now
we
if you're
do.
going to give me free ones, why,
If they're gonna be
why
free,
the fuck not?
yeah.
So it's a way that they're going to be able to easily pad their fucking wallet a little bit more.
And another obvious
not?
one is vehicle squadrons. You're going to
Oh, yeah,
have
definitely.
like Piranha squads,
Hammerhead
the
squads, or
Hammerhead squads, Skyray squads.
Why
Give me a
not?
Hammerhead squad. I'll buy 2 more instantly.
Oh yeah, exactly. See, even Skyray squadrons, I think would be a
I
really
think that would be neat.
yeah.
Yeah. maybe increase the squad size of piranhas.
Yeah.
Maybe
What are
would
they,
do
3 or
something
5 now? Make
like
them
the,
like 6 or 8.
Yeah.
like with the whirlwinds with the land speeder scout. Maybe they'll do sky rays with a piranha in the unit.
With
or
the piranha,
something like
that would be cool. That would be a neat formation, actually.
Yeah.
Or like Pathfinders to mark a point, and barrage fire or something crazy.
Yeah.
Ignores cover.
Well, if the rumors hold true, the Tau I think are coming out end of September, start of October. So I guess we'll find out.
We'll definitely
Yeah.
do
the next
that. That'll be
podcast.
fun.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll take a look at the book then, at least. Some other new product news: the GW airbrush set. I thought it looked neat. The only weird thing is the fact that their paint containers are the standard paint containers. It's not the eyedropper like you would normally see in any other airbrush paint.
So yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
On top of that, honestly, unless they really worked some magic with the formula, I'd rather just thin my own paint myself. And got the concentrated, nice little acrylic pot. Why would I not want to thin that down instead of take a thinned down pot of ultimately less paint?
Honestly,
True.
and you can get a really great quality airbrush that isn't GW
For probably a
for
ton
probably
cheaper.
2/3 of the cost.
Yeah.
So why not?
Is there?
Yeah, I mean,
Do they have an airbrush? I thought it was just the air paint line.
I think they have an airbrush too coming out.
I know they
think
used
they're
to.
getting
Okay.
into an actual airbrush set.
I don't airbrush my models, so I've got no opinion on this one.
I would love to learn how to. I mean, I think I would like to get an airbrush at some point.
They used to have one, and I actually tried to pre-order it at the Games Workshop in the Franklin Mills Mall.
Oh.
That's years ago.
But unfortunately, I guess they were. Were they recalled?
I think they were defective and they
something?
recalled
yeah.
them.
Ugh, that's something stupid.
Were those the ones that were shaped like a flamer?
Yep, that's exactly it.
They looked awesome, though.
That is kind of neat. Other new product news: the new cast, terrainscape.
Yeah, the Dreadhold, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Chaos Dreadhold.
They look fucking
I would use
awesome.
them for a Chaos Bastion every goddamn time.
And I think you can get, in a box, you get enough to make 3, like, triangular
Okay.
towers. Or you can put them all together and make a giant wall piece.
Yeah, they have a couple different configurations.
they
of
look
towers
awesome,
and
man.
walls.
Could do a bunch of different conversion bits for Aegis's too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Aegis defense line.
Well, these things are way too tall for
too
Aegis
big.
lines.
Okay.
These things are, like, about a good 8 to 10 inches tall.
Okay, so it's a
So
larger.
yeah, I mean, they're a building.
You could use for like the fortress guns, like the if you put a gun on top of it or something for the little the gun emplacements, Imperial gun emplacements we have.
The Wall of Martyr ones?
Yeah, like the Wall of Martyr ones with like
I don't
the
know if
cannon
it'll be
and stuff.
that. It'll be. It's definitely too big for that.
Okay,
I think they're going to be closer in size to
just
the
like a bastion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's neat. It's neat. Other new product news, not just in Games Workshop, but there's been a lot of new War Machine and Hordes models releases. They look really nice. I know we just looked at the Denegra model.
Yep.
With the wings and everything look amazing.
I
I
buy that.
will say, personally, model detail, I like a lot of the War Machine monstrous models a lot better model detail than I would say most GW miniatures. In my mind, I mean, at least the monsters like the Hordes minis, I think look amazing.
I mean, I want to get the wings from the new that new one that we were looking at just for my Hive Timer.
Yeah.
Denegra? Yeah. Denegra,
Yeah.
that model is fucking gorgeous.
What were some of the other ones? Aaron, you were looking at some of them?
There was the new Light Warjack for Signarks, a character, Light Warjack, named Ace. Looks like he's really close with Alistair Kane.
Okay.
So that's really cool. So you could, I think he's not out yet, but it's due out really soon. I think it's either September or October or something like that when he's out. There was the new Cephalics army box, all-in-one battle box. I've heard murmurings that some people have already gotten it. Looks pretty awesome. So it's like purchase that and build it up, and you're already set for gaming.
I want our buddy Brian, who was on one of our previous podcasts, and I'm sure we'll be able to get him on again, to paint up
that big-ass ice troll.
Ice troll.
The new Bruce.
The new Bruce.
Yeah. Bruce is cold. He's chilly.
Cold Bruce.
Yeah.
What do you think they'll call new Bruce? He's got to have a different name.
Byron?
Sure.
I don't know.
Byron?
Byron?
No.
What?
Well, Bruce is based off of what? Bruce Willis? Was that what the whole joke was?
I have no idea.
So you call him Hans.
Brian's got to ask.
Hans Gruber.
Brian's got to ask.
That's something I forget. I thought it was something Bruce relates to Bruce.
For me,
Willis
I'm
or
still
someone.
waiting for them to put out. Honestly, I'm still waiting for them to put out the goddamn Pharaoh war wagon they put.
The war wagon.
They talked about last year.
Yeah.
But Kador wise, I'm still waiting for them to put out Victor. I actually proxied him in a game recently, taking Conquest instead, and holy crap, that thing with Strakov and Assault Commandos.
Nice.
Fun.
I do like the new Circle ones. What's his face? The big war beastie dude. The caster that turns into a light war beast basically. Because I can't think of his damn name now. But I'm sure our listeners know that play War Machine and Hordes.
I also want to jump in as far as new models that are coming out. There's a lot of because some of us play X-Wing.
Yeah.
We haven't really gotten much experience with it just yet, but there is a ton of X-Wing stuff set to come out soon. It's all available for pre-order, and if you're interested, definitely worthwhile. There's a ton of bounty hunters coming out.
Yeah, what is it, the Scoundrels or whatever?
Yeah, I think that's what they're called.
Scum and Scoundrels?
Yeah,
something
but
like that?
they're IG-88 has his.
Scum and Villainy.
Bosk has his ship.
Bosk.
Yeah.
On a Segway?
Bosk on a Segway.
Segway. I'm not putting Bosk on a goddamn Segway.
What about IG-88 and his 57 Chevy?
It's actually called the IG-2000. It's a vehicle that he has.
Do they have Dengar's dump truck? I always like Dengar's dump truck.
This is just all shout-outs to MC Chris.
Thank you, MC Chris. We love you.
Big fan.
I bet you he doesn't listen to us.
He probably
does
doesn't.
not listen
He
to us.
doesn't.
Not yet.
We should get him to.
We should.
That would be awesome.
We should just,
his
name
Facebook
drop
page.
the shit out of him and just send
If
him our
we name
YouTube
drop
channel.
it, you're wearing an MC Chris
you
t-shirt
got
I am
your
right
actually
now.
shirt on
wearing an
right
MC
now.
Chris t-shirt.
There we go.
Yep.
All big fans of MC Chris. I know he just came out with that album, last year? Was that the Ghosts one or whatever?
I can't remember.
Forever.
Might have come out last year. Big fans.
Big
We
fans.
know your releases. Big
I don't,
fans.
I don't care. I listen to it a lot at work.
I don't look at dates. I just fucking listen.
I just
to this
listen to
shit.
good music, man. Just listen to good
And
music.
he's good music.
Yes. So there's a big MC Chris plug.
Segue plug while we're talking about plugs.
Segue plug?
Yeah, we can. To
Like,
segue
are we
into
plugging
another
a
plug.
segue? Like
no. To segue into a new plug.
You plug the
okay.
segue
We're
in to
talking,
get
since
him
we're talking
plugged
about
in.
MC
Yeah.
Chris, we can send him to our YouTube channel because we've actually got the podcast up on YouTube now.
Yes, we do. You just search for
BWG blog.
and you will hear all of our previous historical podcasts and our
At
ramblings.
least number 2 and 3, because one's lost somewhere in the warp, and we're probably
One's
never
been
gonna
lost in
find
the
it.
ether. I got to see if I can find it somewhere in my files.
We'll post it 5 years from today.
Yeah, it'll be a anniversary.
I
thing.
really want Bill to post up the videos actually from us at the Renaissance Fair.
Yes.
When we all did our sword fights. It was quite a fantastic
Yes,
event.
it was the Feather Brothers against the West Brothers were one of them.
And then we had Jared versus his wife.
Yes,
He
I fought my
officially
wife.
is a wife beater.
Yes, she
And that
beat
he
my
beat
ass
her
pretty
in
well
sword
though.
fight.
She was actually beating you.
She did.
She had 2 strikes on you.
I know.
You're nothing.
Let him watch. Let him watch.
It was fantastic.
Oh, it was glorious.
can
And
watch the magic.
And personally, my favorite fight of the night, of the evening, was Tyrion versus the Mountain.
Yeah.
Our own Donald versus Brian.
Our shop.
Our shop
manager.
owner, manager
that
Brian.
made me no longer the worst sword fighter in the group, so I was happy with that.
But
Yes.
you are a sword swallower.
Uh-oh.
Don, a.k.a. Tyrion,
Yeah.
actually struck Brian so hard with one shot.
He
got
knocked off
2
two
balloons
balloons.
off of him.
It was very nice.
In one
Very
go.
nice.
It was fantastic.
Yep, it was a good fight.
Also,
It'll be up on the channel.
Also, big news, Renaissance Fair news, I am now the proud owner of a kilt. And to all those kilt wearers out there, I completely understand now, and I agree. I love it.
Did you
Yep.
get a util kilt?
I think
It's got
actually
cargo.
it is
It's a cargo kilt. I've got cargo pockets in it. It's
You know what's
amazing.
funny though? He's
God save us
also a
all.
brand new owner of a vehicle jack because his car
Yes.
had a flat tire on his way
On the way back.
leaving the fucking
Yes.
Ren Fair.
We also did have a flat tire on the way back. The Ren Fair overall was fun.
The only thing you didn't have in your vehicle, by the way, was a thing to remove the lug nuts.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you didn't have.
Why didn't I have that?
I don't know.
It's not like
You're
he's the one
asking
that
the wrong
made the
people.
car.
I
Yeah, you
yeah.
can keep all these things in your utility kilt.
My
Keep
utility-
that car jack in your kilt.
I don't care. And I spoke to another fellow kilt wearer, Forrest, our buddy Forrest.
Yeah.
I think I will be wearing my kilt to the Burkes Winter Blast this year.
Do you know if he's
Quite
even showing up?
fucking cold.
I don't give a shit, man.
Winter.
I do not give a
Winter.
shit. 0 fucks given. I'm wearing a kilt, damn it. None.
Dick off.
You know what?
Going to touch tips.
Maybe.
So
I don't know.
I don't know. They're just going to take turns looking up their
Blast,
kilts.
I'm going to leave it in the air.
we actually heard some new news about that.
Yeah, Burkes Winter Blast. New
Burkes
news.
Winter Blast. New news.
1250 points per person, so 2,500 a person.
Yeah.
Which,
That's gonna
for
be
those of you
exciting.
somewhat new to listening that haven't heard of the Burkes Winter Blast, the Burkes Gaming Group does a bunch of different tournaments. The Burkes Winter Blast is definitely one that we hold near and dear to us because the proceeds do go to some of the best charities in the area. I know they do a lot with
Yeah, goes to Thon.
goes to Thon. We've raised a lot of money in the past, so I would definitely say
We usually, here at our group, we actually just pool our money together and then we get gift certificates.
Model Monats always
And then
donates gift certificates
Brian
along with us.
always just matches our donation, which is pretty awesome.
Exactly. So, I mean, anyone that is a Warhammer fan, it is a great
So
time.
donate
It
to the
is-
group. That's what we're saying. Give
Yeah.
us your money. So
Spend
that
money.
way we can, help out.
Yeah,
donate to Thon. Yeah, that whole
Because
thing.
why not?
Because we're not greedy jerks. We just want to help donate.
Now, our Greedy Jerks thing is one of our later tournaments where we need to crowdfund more podcast software.
Yeah.
But I like the cell phone.
The cell phone podcast software. Yeah, but I want like opening music and stuff. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Just think about the opening music right now. Done. Anyway, Burkes Winter Blast, there were some changes from the normal meta that we'll be playing. There's going to be an increase in points. There's going to be an inclusion of formations now, which is going to be great. I mean, it's a lot of different things I think will be fun.
Yeah.
It's a team tournament. Years past, it's 2 players, 1,000 points a person, and then a variety of different, very fun homegrown missions by the Burkes guys.
Yes.
Very reminiscent of previous editions, such as like 3rd and 4th editions. So that's pretty
quarters, like quarter holding
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Sean and I took second our first year
Our
at Burkes
first
Winter
year
Blast.
took second, which was pretty awesome. Another reason why it's near and dear to us.
Well, yeah, of course.
And that also because our dearly departed friend Jesse
Yes.
and our buddy Joey was also there.
Yes.
So I mean, it was the last tournament that we actually got
to
do
spend
with
some
them.
time
So
with them.
It was actually our first event.
Joey is still
outside of-
alive, just so
Joey's
everyone knows. Joey is alive. He
That
is
was last
well.
we heard. As of this podcast.
he's
Currently.
he's got a family.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's kind
Half
of dead
dead?
inside.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
All right.
It's not
got
because he's got a
dark.
family, but it's got most of it to do with the fact that he works in childcare. He's a teacher, so he spends all day with children. Then to go home and spend more time with a
more
child.
children.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So Joey, if you're listening, our hearts go out to you. I'm sorry.
But I mean, if you spent more time with us, it would basically be like bigger children.
Well,
So,
yeah, but at least we can.
He's
drink.
not really babysitting us either.
True. I
Sometimes.
guess.
Well,
Sometimes.
it depends on how much we drink.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Burkes Winter Blast, we'll be going. We hope to see any of our listeners out there as well.
Yeah, great
Would
event.
be,
Even
would
if
be
you're not
nice.
going to enter, go donate. If you're thinking of starting a 40K army, they've always got army stuff up for raffles, so it's a good way,
Yeah, the
drop
raffles
$20,
are a lot of fun.
buy 20 tickets, whatever it is,
So, yeah,
and
it's
go
like
in for an
$20
army.
for the
I
tickets. You
think
get like a
$20 is 50 tickets.
50 tickets.
It's
fucking stupid.
it's
Some
tons of raffle
large
prizes.
amounts.
Yeah.
Stupid
Why
in a
not?
good way.
And you see
Some
a
large
nice
amount.
variety of armies, I think. I think that's another
Yeah.
nice thing.
And usually when they're painted, they are painted really nicely.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
Sam's paint job for his Nurgle stuff.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And he won an award.
That Spring Assault.
Spring Assault, yeah.
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 Both of them.
And because
Oh,
the
and-
masochist, he stapled it to his chest.
Yeah.
Wearing it right now.
He's got a tattoo.
And then
across
it got
his
it,
chest.
and then it got infected as per Papa Nurgle.
Because why not?
He's very
Absolutely.
hardcore.
Absolutely.
So there is some other new items that are out, and it's not just from
Not model
Games
oriented?
Workshop,
Oh,
not
oh.
model oriented. It's actually just from Black Library.
Yeah.
The arm of all the perfect stories that we get to read. Aaron Dembski Bowden is writing a new Horus Heresy novel. I think it's called The Master of Mankind.
Yes.
Looks
I believe that's it.
awesome.
I'm so excited.
I know. Emperor's Perspective.
First of all,
Hard.
Emperor's Perspective. Then on top of it,
Hard chub right now.
he is, no joke, probably my favorite writer. He's so good.
Also incredibly fun to follow on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. He's
Yeah.
always posting
So
funny
big
shit.
big plug to Aaron Dembski Bowden.
Yeah, ADB. Because,
Now, when did he release his last book?
his last book is Ragnar Blackmane. Just was released last month. I think like the 26th.
So we actually are really, really big fans of yours.
Yes.
We know when your stuff comes
We
out.
know when
We
it
actually know dates too. That's
I'm sorry, but all of his work on the Night Lords
Has
is
been
hands
fantastic.
down the best read I've ever had.
wouldn't that be
for
part of the reason
40K.
why you probably went into Night Lords?
Oh, clearly.
Absolutely, it
Yeah.
is. Absolutely is. Following the whole issue with Talos being the prophet,
Yeah.
it's so epic. So it's absolutely excellent read.
I
Take a
will
look
put
at it.
Throne
It's
of
the- I think
Lies.
it's the Soul Hunter series. So.
Soul Hunter is a great series.
So good.
I will play Throne of Lies, the MP3
The audiobook, yeah.
audiobook, in my car just for the hell of it going to and from work every other day. Just because it's written so well. And the voices are creepy as fuck.
Oh yeah.
I do like a lot of the audiobooks. So the voices.
Mistress!
Yeah.
What the fuck did I just hear? It's this creepy dude.
It is good though, and I enjoyed it, and I looked forward to more of his writing. Obviously, Summer of Reading was also this.
Summer of Reading was just over the summer. I think they're still doing that. I think it goes for like 4 weeks. Got a bunch of stuff. There was a bunch of different. I think it's all just short stories. There was the Imperial Fist one, like Fury of Dawn or something like that.
Yeah.
So everything all over it. Definitely check out the Warhammer app for just came out for Android midsummer.
Yeah.
They have a whole bunch of stuff. They have a bunch of the teasers up there. Go out and check it out.
I like it. So, not really a great segue, as I'm not good at them, unlike the rest of you. But kind of touching back on tournament play a little bit. I know one thing that is always, and one thing I always enjoy reading about is what people constantly try to do to quote unquote fix tournament play, how to make things more balanced. Now, obviously, Warhammer is not a balanced game. We all go into it knowing that it's for fun. But how best to try and balance that tournament play. And personally, I think, and this is something I want to bring up with the rest of you, I think some of the bigger groups don't do it as effectively as I think they could. I think, personally, higher points, and 1850 seems to be the standard tournament point level.
Yeah.
I think that is not conducive to a balanced play. I think if you keep smaller points totals, it makes it more difficult to throw in that Death Star. It makes it more difficult to throw in that formation, that unbreakable formation. And I think if you limit it almost to single book, I think to that degree, you keep it low points, 1,000 point, 1250 level. I think you're really seeing a far more balanced tournament scene where you're going to see a lot more books competing at a higher level and have a higher chance at placing. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think I'm onto something in that?
The only two examples I can really go by are the tournaments we've run versus the tournaments that Burkes runs.
Yeah.
And, being a Tyranid player for my main army and the one that's the one I usually play at tournaments, I find that the Burkes events make my codex more playable than just saying, hey, let me spam a whole bunch of flyers and I might win with that.
Yeah, and just to reference off of that, Burkes events usually are a lower point.
Yes.
I mean, they do have some Unbound events, which would have fun also.
I've played in their Unbound events.
Mhm.
Sam and I both
Yeah, you
did.
and Sam both
and
played in...
he did pretty damn well.
Oh, yeah,
So-
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
And that, I'll jump off from there to be the voice of dissent. I think in a lower point game, small point game, you create the scenario where a more point efficient book can build a big nasty Death Star that's much harder to deal with because you can't pack in all the tools for a take all comers list to be effective. So you have a lot of skew lists. And I think in a bigger points game, you have a little bit more of a tool set and a little bit more flexibility there. So it's not an all or nothing thing to have the tool to deal with the big nasty stuff.
No, and I can see that. The only dissent to that, I would say, is you don't see very overall balanced lists in a higher point list. You see the all or nothing, the radical list. You see the Wraithenite list. You see the AdMech formation list. You see...
But getting back to the 750 point tournament we played, you had a nasty Death Star.
Oh, absolutely.
Of re-rollable cover saves with plasma talents. The only way I was able to take that out was a Helldrake. Not many other armies can throw down a template that ignores cover saves and ignores armor saves. All you got out of it was feel no pains.
Yeah, and I mean, my Death Star was very, well, my aggressive Death Star, but at the same point in time, a basic, not too basic, but a basic, more assault level squad wouldn't be. My bike squad wouldn't be impervious to an assault, to a strong assault based squad, because I'm losing all the benefits of my rerollable covers, and I'm AP3.
You throw that librarian in, he somehow gets invisibility.
Yeah, but you get invisibility. Anyone can get invisibility. Realistically,
it just makes your Death Star even more disgusting.
Absolutely.
So I'm playing devil's advocate.
No, and I agree. I think yes, you're always going to have Death Star units even at low points levels. I think low points Death Stars in general are easier to handle. I think
they're even more unbalanced because you have no way to counter it.
Not necessarily. I think no matter what, you always have a shot at a counter to it. And I think almost any army has a way to counter that kind of a low points Death Star.
The only reason why I did well was because of that Helldrake, that entire army. Everything else got fucking shit canned.
Yeah, but even at that, the Helldrake could have gotten knocked out of the air by my Nephilim first turn. Or it could have been knocked out of the air by Bill's Hive Tyrants. It could have been knocked out of the air by a lot of the different Necron units because it's armor. So, yeah, it's a strong Death Star-y unit, but it's a unit that can be knocked out by just about any codex. Could happen and so on, but you build for the general case. Yeah.
Now, that being said, my opinion on all this is field it all like odds sorted out. I don't think, even with the number of tournaments that happen with the ITC and so on in a year, there are not enough recorded games in a year with even any given book to say something is truly unbeatable or broken. So I'd rather see whatever. The Allies thing is out of the bag for the last, since, I guess, 6th edition.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I've gone on record I'm not a big fan of the Allies Matrix and how Allies works, but that's me. I think Allies in general is a broken mechanic. I think Allies need to be fixed in some kind of a way. There needs to be some kind of a restriction on Allies. I'm more purist in the fact that I like single codex.
I think the most important part of any tournament is still, did you go? Did you have fun? Did you have a good time?
Absolutely.
Regardless of Death Stars.
Shame all douchebags and rules lawyers.
Well, yeah.
That's it.
It depends on the where you're at. If you're at the LVO and you're playing on the top table, be a cool guy. If you're being a rules lawyer at that point, you kind of gotta. That's where you're at. But 750 game over at the new shop. Maybe don't be a dick about it.
Friendly game, claiming you know how the rules were intended to be and your opponent didn't,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, going into that, another idea I was talking about, and I discussed with you guys a little bit prior to the podcast, is I think it would be a good thing, especially boosting up all armies, if GW released something along the lines of a formation book, where you had a couple extra formations, especially for the older books that just don't have access to formations. I think something like that could really bring some of those lower-end books, those lower-end armies, back into the fold a little bit more.
I see one problem with that. It's a good idea. I see one problem with that, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've talked about it before. How many books are going to carry with you to play your army?
Look at Tyrannus. They have to carry, 3?
We've got Rulebook, Codex, and Leviathan, if we want to go with that.
Leviathan, and then your little supplement from the Shield of Ball box.
Bloodstorm.
Yeah.
So
and I completely agree.
For one army. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the formations. I love what Leviathan did. I love what the overall Shield of Ball campaign did. And for Blood Angels, it prepped them for their new Codex release, regardless of what happened several months down later with the Space Marines Codex release,
which made them fucking irrelevant.
Yes, but it's now. So now I got to carry 4. If I want to use my Harridan as my Lord of War, now I got to carry a 5th book. If they released a formations book and it's got all my formations in it, okay, now I got to carry a 6th book.
No, and I completely agree. I think that is always a problem. Obviously, if you're carrying more and more and more with you.
Right.
But I'm just saying, from a balancing perspective, I think it would be an easy way to bring some of those lower end books probably back into the fold a little more.
Maybe,
I mean, if you're taking,
just re-release the Codex with all the information put back into it.
Yep.
So then you can get rid of those other books.
Yeah.
And then because it's all putting all that stuff into one book. GW can make, again, more money off of the same fucking information. They're just selling it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not?
And I'm just saying the Formations book is a holdover for some of the older books until they get their new codex. Because,
I say, do what Jared does and then just bind your own book.
With print so big you can read it from the other side of the shop.
Hey, man, when I show someone a rule, they can't deny it.
It's right there.
That's
in
because digital editions
24
didn't
size
make
font.
an actual book for, say, the Assassins. They didn't make an actual physical book, so
Yeah.
he just printed his digital copy. Why not?
It works.
It was just a little too big for him. Looked like a giant child was trying
Like
to
a road sign.
write that
Learn
shit
to use
with
page
crayon.
scaling.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway from that one.
Take too much, and I don't think Staples knows how to use page scaling.
Oh, well.
Whatever. So, that's pretty much all I have on the docket.
That's about
We're getting close to
45
about time.
50 minutes.
So, as we end all of our podcasts, we must write another name onto the grudge stone. Does anyone have a grudge? Something.
Yeah, my brother.
Your brother?
Me.
Oh,
Yeah,
got
man.
dark.
You're on my grudge list because of the PA Ren Faire of losing that friggin' fight to you. After we beat the other brothers, we then had to turn on one another, and I got
Sorry,
yours.
you suck. And
I got you right at the last possible
you were like
second.
6
That's some
seconds
bullshit,
too
sir.
late with
And
your
you know it.
strike. You blow.
So, Sean, the first member of the BWG team, actually on the grudge stone.
Well, I mean, is that a unanimous vote?
He beat me in the sword fight, so I'm agreeing here.
Yeah. I mean,
So we're at
just 'cause
it
you went out first.
too. We're at it. Sammy,
Yeah, fuck him.
Sean, majority says fuck you. I mean, it is an honor at the same point in time that you're up there with
You're
the
the
likes.
first. You're the first.
You're up there with the likes of like diabetes people and wogs,
Yeah.
and like
I just for clarification, we don't mind when people walk. Just don't do it fucking 2 inches from my face.
Don't spit in my face when you do it.
a little retro grudge. There we go.
To be clear, diabetes peoples, not people with
Well,
diabetes.
not people with diabetes specifically.
Was
We're
that the
okay
first
with
one
that. That
nobody's
was the
ever gonna
first
hear?
one.
Okay, so yeah,
That was
nobody's
it.
heard that one yet, so they probably don't get the joke.
The diabetes joke.
But people that are just going to just drill their bullshit about diabetes into you just because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you're making a joke about it. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck off, PC kid gloves and bullshit.
See,
Suck
I'm
a dick.
I'm glad our friend Aaron came up with a good grudge because my only two fallback options were having too many cooks.
Fuck.
No, we're not having too many cooks.
Too many cooks.
I was honestly going to go with the Ravenwing Jinx Save.
The Ravenwing Jinx Save. Yeah, you can go with that. And just guys that go by the name Gregory. Just because, I don't know, like, usually
Do you
go
know
by the name...
anybody named
No,
Greg?
We
just
don't
like...
have anybody named Greg in our group.
And it's not Greg, it's people that go by Gregory.
What about old Greg?
Old Greg is
Greg?
cool.
Old Greg.
I'm just thinking, like who goes by Gregory? Do you know anyone that goes by Gregory?
Right.
No.
You talk to them in a normal conversation and refer to them as Gregory. Is that a thing?
I also don't like guys that go by the name Jared. Like Jared in general. Like, not like a shortened, like, Jared, but Jared. You know what I mean?
Do you shorten Jared? How do you shorten Jared?
Jar.
Jar.
What is with your name anyway? There's no I in Jared.
Hey.
Well, look, now you can't get it confused
my name.
with the guy from Subway.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Thank God.
It's not J Red, it's J Rid.
Exactly.
Google won't get those things.
No, I can never be associated with that yet.
Wait, yet?
You have other similarities with him.
I'm pretty sure we're not
I
going to
really
be
like
hearing
hoagies.
from J Rid anytime soon. He's going to be going to jail.
Look forward to next month when Sean will be hosting the podcast.
Hosting the BWG cliffhanger. So that's pretty much it. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back again in probably about a month. Watch us on YouTube. Well, not physically us. We don't
Listen
have,
to us on YouTube.
Listen to us. Watch
us
video of us
Ren Faire will
talking.
be up there, and the bat reps will eventually get done when I get a weekend to film them.
We will get some bat reps. Eventually, maybe we'll even videotape the podcast. If you want to
Wow,
see
this is
what
the
awful
longest goodbye. We're
Longest
signing
album.
off.
We're done here.
Fuck your mother.
Every goddamn time.